What is going on, everyone? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Commons. I'm your host, Boss 2.0. Come on in the building. Come grab a seat, grab a snack as well. We are here for our OhnahjiU Presents annual, weekly, I should say, Wednesday night space. We are here today talking about Black flagship NFT projects. So I'm going to give you a moment, get yourself together, take a big deep breath, grab a snack. We're going to be talking about today. OpenSea recently announced a flagship project. They have gone from not only minting NFTs, but now using NFTs to create more of a cultural digital legacy. And so we'll jump over as we get started to kind of show a few, and then we'll jump into that. And because of us here at OhnahjiU University, always giving a platform to Black, Brown, and our allied folks that are in the building. My question today was, what Black NFT projects would be included in a flagship? Should we, go and petition OpenSea to put them in, or should we maybe start one ourselves? So to jump into that conversation, we got our co-host with us today, the amazing OhnahjiB. What's going on? What's going on,
Hey,
sir? How you
what's going on, fam? How you feeling? How you doing? Good to see you, boss.
doing?
Yeah,
It's,
Commons is
it's,
back.
it's, I know Commons is back. We're like, look, we're streaming. This is what I think the third one that we're with it. So
Let's
excited
go.
to be back here. We were talking about quick speed round last Thursday, Miss Wednesday, but last Thursday, and then before that was our Twitch debut. Well, actually, not even Twitch debut. This is actually my Twitch debut. The first time I've been on my own personal one. Yay
Let's
for that!
go.
I know. Finally, hallelujah for some good computer updates and stuff. So we finally got connected over here on the Twitch side. I'm over here looking at mine. I see Chelsea's in the building. That's the bestie. We had Chelsea was one of our special guests for a kickback back when we were in our Twitter audio spaces. So now we're over here on the
Yeah.
Twitch side. So welcome, Chelsea. I got my Twitch over here. I got my iPad over here. I'm feeling very, very techie, trying to manifest what I want to do, moving into the second act of life and all that good kind of stuff. But yeah, so B, what's been going on with you? I know you've been all up and through the streaming lately. You got some good stuff coming up too. So what's been going on?
Absolutely. No, you're a streamer. You're here. You got upgraded equipment, got the setups, got got the assets going crazy. No, shout out to
Mhm.
you, boss. That's what's up. That's what's up. No, things have been amazing. You know me. I've been on this streaming journey, day 59 in a row on this streak. Trying to tackle the 365 days, but it's been a blast. It's been a really good time. I'm excited to bring back the comments. In addition to the Saturday OhnahjiU spaces. So it's been a blast. It's been a blast. This week, IRL vibes, got TwitchCon coming up. So yeah, and then ninth UVR party. It's gonna be a big week. Folks are starting to fly out, drive out yesterday and today. So it's a good time. It's a good time. I can't wait.
Yeah. I know it's been a lot going. I've been seeing some good OhnahjiB designs hitting the timeline as well.
Yeah.
That's been really super cool to see over from the Jaden Violet side, over for the UVR. That's gonna be awesome. Like when I see that, and like quick aside, we'll get to the conversation, y'all. You know I like to talk. Um, like for you as a designer, just really quickly, and I also because I'll probably be asking you a little bit some of this later, talking about Black NFT projects and talking about design and things like that. How does that feel to like? I know you've got. I see the tote bag and things like that Jaden now has. I know that for the event, I think the first 50 who arrive get to have one. Like, what does it feel like putting that design out into the universe now? Like, so many people walking around with the
Yeah.
UVR EBV design right there going on. Like, how does that feel?
It's I'm just grateful to be able to help utilize my talents to prop up the homies, the home team, and elevate our adjacent communities and our network and all that good stuff. I'm just I was hyped. He loved the design off top. I sent him a bunch of different things, just dabbling like I do here and there. He was like, no, that's amazing. He's like, I got to put that on something ASAP. So it is really cool to there's a genius idea to put it on a tote, especially being at a convention. So that's gonna be really cool to see. I was like, I wanted to create something timeless. Shout out to my connect from Knowledge. Shout out to JD and his print lab. We're able to get that going. So for sure. So yeah. Let me adjust this camera. I don't know what the.
I know. I'm like, what is happening? What's going on? I feel like every place is like a little wonky.
There it goes. But yeah, it's me. I just like to help out wherever I can, and if that's on the branding side, and I know you got a strong passion for that as well too. Got the commons assets going crazy, so I think that's one of the things to kind of build legitimate business or build legitimate whatever community is just like the branding side, and it's just to have cohesive brand elements and different things like that. And just you can build a story off of that. Like I dropped a whole bunch, how I do, dropped a whole bunch of Easter eggs inside the design itself. So it's like I can't wait for people just to be looking at all of the complexities behind it and like, oh, okay, got the cities up top here and all. So that's the stuff I like to do.
Yeah. And I mean that not only have I seen so much of that like with OhnahjiU, but now seeing you kind of take that into the UVR space and a bunch of other places as well. Yeah. Like that's on point. And so for me, I think that's a good starting place for the conversation that we're having today, which is pretty much talking about digital legacy. And even though your digital things have turned around and kind of branched you into the physical side, it started somewhere. Like, would you, and this is turning into OhnahjiU, but this is a good segue. I like where it's going. We're going to go with it. Like, would you call yourself a digital artist?
Oh, yeah. Probably first and foremost, I love to dabble in the techie side of whatever. And that's been me forever. So I would definitely, say I'm a digital artist first. But yeah, most definitely. I dabble with like, paint here and there. No, maybe like once every 5 years, something like that. But I think I am a digital artist just because I love the math side and the vector side. Like I am a vector design artist. I've been just passionate about that lane and being able to scale up the graphics for multiple different uses. So yeah, I am definitely a digital artist.
Gotcha. I think Yoni's talking about the ads. I know how it goes. Look, I know how it goes. Ooh, they can get you in chat. Let us know if we get like audio crazy or video crazy. Sometimes, especially today, I don't know if we're at the top of a Mercury retrograde or something, but like YouTube's been acting. A couple of other people I was watching today who've been using StreamYard have been having a couple of issues. So like, let us know if we get crazy, and we'll try our best to fix it over here on this side. But to get into the conversation, thanks Chelsea. All good. Talking about like that digital legacy. So I teased at the very beginning OpenSea, and then for those of you who don't know, OpenSea is a secondary marketplace, and it's a opportunity where people who are digital artists, even music artists, any type of artist can go and list their digital art in the form of NFTs. There's that taboo word again. Think about digital collectibles. I guess you can think of in that way. But digital collectibles where people can go and buy them, trade them with one another, list their own. So like you said, it's a marketplace, the opportunity to list, buy, it goes to your wallet, it becomes you, that's your ownership. So you can take it from there. And let me see if I can pull it up real quick. But OpenSea just recently announced that they are continuing to be in the marketplace space, but move into digital, almost like digital curation. So I know I gotta move this around. Give me a second. Let me get moving on over. There we go. We'll add it over here. There we go. Yeah, that switched it up for us. That's all right. We're gonna move over to the comment side, and boom. Let's see how we can pull that back up. There we go. I think add to it. No, I lost speed. And we're gonna add them back. There we go.
Awesome.
I know we're moving around. Work with me.
Now I got the transitions going.
I know. Oh no, there was no kind of transition. That was
terrible. No, you good.
We're gonna get it together.
No, you good.
But OpenSea had the flagship collection where they are taking all of the digital assets, aka NFTs, and they're making a capsule for them, almost like they're going to be a cultural artifact now. So think of it like a living museum for NFTs, like works that matter not only today, but that people can go back and look at as things that kind of either supported the space, helped move the space forward, and more. And so when I saw this, I was definitely thinking, like, what is the best way? Like, there are so many awesome NFT projects that are there. There's Bored Ape Yacht Club, you know, for better or for worse. We know if you've been in that NFT space, you know about Bored Ape Yacht Club, the ones that pretty much had the hype to get it going. There's Azuki in there, so you had the anime, the anime art. You've got Squiggles in there getting into generative art, and hadn't yet seen any Black art in there yet. And with us and with me, we're always thinking forward to our Black and brown folks and how can we find some representation there. And so I would like to figure out how we could make a Black NFT flagship collection, and maybe some of those that were in there that not only are milestones in Black for Black creatives, but making art that lasts, making art that told the story, making art that that kind of froze that moment in time. And so I've got 3 that I chose. Well, actually 6 that I chose. 3 I'm going to do a quick deep dive on, and then 3 more. And so, chat, if you know of some of these, or if you feel like there are some that are not necessarily on the list, we can talk about them. After I get through these real quick, we'll open up the stage. There's a link that we have, and if you want to join us up here to chat about it, we can take it from there. But I'm going to go ahead and, without any further ado, go ahead and jump into that. Be we ready for that?
Absolutely.
I definitely messed this up, so I got to go back to where I used to be. Hold on. Boom. There we go. Y'all. Let's remove that from there. Let's add that to. Why did you send me back over? Okay, hold on. Boom. Can we add it back? Remove. Add back to it. No. Okay. That's all right. I knew that was probably going to happen. We're going to kind of get all over the place, but we're going to take it from right there and drop that background and jump on in. So we'll head back over here and first start. So the first one that I wanted to talk about, and I know you're familiar with a lot of these. So as always, like, jump on in if you got some extra notes for them. But the first one that stuck in my mind about a Black flagship NFT that ranges from not only supporting artists, but art, music, and the rest. This one was the first one to come to mind. And it was Black Dave Token. So we know Black Dave. Black Dave is here in the space. He's a culture builder. He's been in art. He's been in music. And this Black Dave Token, for me, had that flagship energy because this is one of the first ways that we saw an NFT or a coin for this moment almost be used for like crowdfunding.
Yes.
And so with this Black Dave token, his kind of slogan for this token was "Your money, my ideas." And what this was people could go and mint this token, and this token would be used to go into Dave's wallet to then support all the things that he was doing. So much like we talk about like a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe, where we directly send money through that third party, like GoFundMe or like Kickstarter, to then go to someone's bank account so that they can use it to fund whatever. This was something ongoing that Black Dave used to continue to release music, continue to build culture. And Dave's history in the space has been like far reaching. Not only starting in art with some of his first NFTs, like I said, moving into music. He's still continuing to release music. I know he's got to release this upcoming Monday on the 20th, some new music that will be on chain and even more. And so with this, it was artist owned, community backed, and it turned the support that for people who wanted to support Black Dave into a way to actually like support him financially to continue to push more. And for me, that flagship energy was you had that NFT that was an artifact that you received that then hopefully you saw turn into more, which was a drop, a music drop, maybe streetwear, whatever that might be. But you also had that moment in time that said, hey, these are my supporters. These are the people that have contributed financially to help make this happen. And for me, that was some big flagship energy.
Facts. Facts. And one of the coolest parts about, the Black Dave token is that he was very transparent about what it was, and it kind of is really cool because it's still going. And the coolest part about it to me as a holder is the group chat that's a token gated group chat that has been, cultivated through just this token and through, this love and support of Black Dave. The ideas on there in that chat still to this day are just flowing like crazy. Just the networking it was just a really, forward thinking way of utilizing this technology, utilizing tokens, utilizing fungible tokens. And then I kind of have seen going forward a lot of places kind of emulate this style, and he was kind of one of the innovators that had this, I'm just going to make a token, when everybody was kind of, especially artists, musicians, were dabbling in NFTs, the non-fungible side. He's like, well, let's try this fungible side, and how can we make this useful? And the use case is still going today, so I love it.
Yeah. So that one was definitely the first one that came to mind when I thought about one that should be in a treasure chest of culture for NFT for Black creators. The second one that I came across, and another friend to the space, another home team folks. I know that us at Ohnahji have had some interaction with her, but it's the home team Elise Swopes. I remember back at the top of the cycle seeing so much of her and her art, seeing her be a thought leader in a lot of spaces where she's speaking. People are listening about what it is to be an artist, but take your art and do more with it, not just have that go directly into your pockets, have that go to help enrich your community. And so the NFT project that stood out to me, which was also another, almost like one of the first kind of generative, I think you can almost think about in that way, was her NFT project, Sunrise Art Club. And so what that was 365 NFTs where there was she took a picture of a sunrise in Chicago each and every day and minted those. Those went up to then 75% of those proceeds went back to community projects. And the great thing about Swopes was she was self-taught, started out using her iPhone to take these pictures, putting them into Photoshop, putting into Adobe to be able to enhance them, bring forward what she wanted to ultimately say, and then mint those. In taking that art, and instead of funneling it into your pocket, funneling it back into the community was some flagship energy for me there, because it helped us all realize that this can be more than just individual enrichment. This can be communal enrichment. We can take so much of what we earn and put it back into others to then either pull them into the space that it's even uplift what they do already. And that was a big platform for what we ended up moving into for Ohnahji ourselves, with our platform, with times that we have helped artists, almost, if for intents and purposes, incubated artists who have then gone out and done more, made more, continued to be more. And that one was one of the first ones that popped into my head. And as I'm doing research, that Sunrise Art Club from Swopes. And I remember she was very respected in the space at the top of that cycle. And so, I know, you chatted with her from time to time as well, but do you remember seeing some of this Sunrise Art Club and just seeing her being able to take what she was making and funnel that into more of the community to bring attention and awareness to it?
Absolutely. In the beginning, a lot of us were kind of saying, this is the evolution of like a Kickstarter or something like that, just communities able to build funds, but also to, give back to causes and, keeping the intention around, the social impacts. Right. And then going forward, we heard a lot of spaces about social impact and things like that. But, like Elise was one of the first people to really hone in on that and, utilize her art skills, her creative skills to generate revenue, to give back to communities. And it was solid. I definitely remember all of this. Yeah.
Yeah. The third one that we had off in the piece was Afro Droids, and we had to
Let's
come
go.
into a PFP. I had to end up with a PFP somewhere on the list, because that was definitely like in that hype cycle what so many people use NFTs for. They were minting them, putting them on on your Twitter, on your Facebook. Celebrities were taking them and changing like their Twitter profiles to them. People were asking about them. And so one of the first, and I think that kind of almost predated a little bit of us as well, was Afrodroids. Um, I remember when I first came into the space, this was one that I did see. And at the time when I first saw it, I didn't even know it was led by a Black creative at all.
Right.
And it was, it was led by a Black creative, like from the home team, like truly like from Nigeria. And so we saw this 3D PFP project. I think that was about 12K, so 12,000 of them that were, to be minted, that were a PFP collection with cultural symbolism. There was tribal markings, there were beads, there were head wraps, all kind of wrapped up into a futuristic design. And as we know, as I saw at the top of that cycle, and even now, like looking toward the future has been something really big in Web3. Whether that's Afrofuturistic, whether that is anime futuristic, whether that's just seeing traits, laser eyes, half robot faces, full droid PFPs like we see here. So much of that was a little snapshot of what was going on artistically in the space.
Most definitely. Nah, shout out to OO, shout out to the Afro Droids. One of my favorite projects. One of the ones that I was really, really sad that I missed out on in the beginning, in the heyday, launched September 2021. But I did, come around after everything was all said and done, and picked up one. So I definitely have one of the Afro Droids in the Ohnahji Vault wallet. So shout out to 11,299. Yeah. Pink with the pink background. It's got the the zebra stripe bucket hat in white and yellow. Yeah, Afro Droids and stuff. I love it.
And I mean, and even now, like I know that you do that already. What you're building in that Ohnahji wallet is almost becoming a bit of a flagship itself. This goes back to what we were talking about 2-3 weeks ago. Where Ohnahji, and you won't find Ohnahji on this list because it's a given. Like we're gonna be on the Black flagship list. Like, come on.
First job.
Sometimes I think about that, and Chelsea will understand this. Like when you're making a list of all the people that you think, you got to make sure you include yourself. And sometimes when we talk to students, sometimes we're interviewing them, we ask them about maybe who they would include. Sometimes they don't include themselves. I didn't include us because it's a given. You're on an Ohnahji platform. We are a Black flagship space. We've been here. What's already understood doesn't need to be said.
Love it.
But yeah, so I mean, we're kind of seeing this and continuing to use that. While I know you always look for the pink and green, but if you probably go back to some of those first acquisitions that you had in that wallet, it would probably read like a Black flagship. Because I know that we are always about home team, always about that magenta, that gold, that maroon, and having that in that wallet. And each one is a snapshot of these artists in our colors. I think we've kind of already made one, and this is just not coming to my brain right now, truly.
Absolutely. And that was the goal. That was one of my favorite pieces around this space, is that, I can collect and hold on for as long as I can, pieces, and from the creators, from the artists that we're networking with, that we're able to just collect from, like, or just network with, like like that's outside of this space, we like just our network of creators and home team collaborators and artists, just from like the continent and globally, it was insane in Web3, especially in the heyday of NFTs and such.
So those are my three that I wanted to do a deep dive on. And welcome to see you up in the chat. Thanks for joining us over here on the comments on Wednesday. We're talking about Black Black Flagship NFTs. Didn't know that was a tongue twister, but okay, I guess we made it there. But I got three more that I definitely wanted to make sure that I mentioned. Not even necessarily an honorable mention, ones that might go in it. Maybe if you want to know more about them, you can look deeper into them. But the first one that we see right here, and these are also going left to right on the lower right hand side. But the first one is Bandyland, or the NFT project from Bandy, also called Rare Panthers. That was created by Detroit artist Bandy, friend to Ohnahji. Definitely been featured so many times with us. B and I have both worked with him on other projects that he's kind of brought forward from there. And Bandy has taken that Rare Panthers IP, and Rari, who is that main character that you see down with the skull mask on with the hearts, and have kind of built that from that image that you see right there into almost a whole world of other characters continuing to push power, continuing to push love, continuing to push that, that energy of culture and what you can do when you band together in community. And so that was definitely one. The Black is Beautiful NFT that we saw from Nick Davis and House of First. One that I had to kind of do a little bit more of a deeper dive into because I did remember hearing about this. This wasn't one that was kind of at the top of a whole lot of lists when we were in the cycle, but one that I definitely feel like needed some mention because so much of the art, which is beautiful, you see right there on the center, had a lot of powerful storytelling about the Black experience in America. So that was a great one. And then the last one that I wanted to talk about was a story of resilience, and that was Akutars. Akutars was started by Micah Johnson, who was a former professional baseball player, correct?
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
Professional baseball player, and had a PFP project called Akutars that was all very much about imagination, like Black imagination. It was hyped. It was marketed really well. There was a lot of big energy behind it. The day came for it to mint. It launched. In that, someone got in and locked the contract. And when they locked the contract, they locked up $34 million in ETH.
Yep, I remember this.
That was wild. I remember hearing about it, and people are like, what's going to happen? Essentially taking the project hostage. I think they went back in with the devs. I know I'll be having bad energy for devs, but devs saved the day here. Rebuilt the contract, relaunched, got people a good chunk of their money back, rebooted the project, and then turned around and expanded it into, from the last I heard, not only into physical goods, but I know when we're at the top of the former cycle, talking about like animation and movies and perhaps even TV. And so from that moment that kind of pulled you in, that kind of shut them down, they got back around from it and ended up coming back out the top to do so much more. So I think is this my first raid? Come on, raid.
Yes. Yep. Taking a building and bam. W raid. Appreciate y'all. That's love.
Yeah, appreciate you big time. Welcome over here to the Commons. We were just wrapping up talking about Black NFT flagship projects. And so kind of with that, I know y'all just kind of joined us, but for those of us who have been here, like, holler at me. Like, are there any that we missed for you when you think about, and I'll ask this in chat as well, ask when you think about a flagship project or something that sticks out in your mind, like, what's the first thing that comes to you? Is it art? Is it the aesthetic? Is it the utility behind it? Or is it the energy that they're bringing the home team, whether that's building back into them, giving them a bigger platform? Like, what's something that kind of pops in your mind, or maybe a project that popped in your mind as we were talking about?
I think for me, though, when we're thinking of like, Black flagships, is just remembering that, for a lot of Black story, it is about resilience. So just being here, continuing to push forward, continuing to say, no, we're going to build this community. We're going to build these tables, and these tables aren't going to break. So, for me, of course, it's always a matter of, yes, I love the art, especially if the artists go crazy, but the for me, a lot of times that's already a given. You know what I'm saying? Especially Black and brown folks that are in this tech space, like they're already like highly knowledgeable in this space that for sometimes isn't really super welcoming. So I already know they're coming with a level of talent that, you know, can't be understated. I think for me, it's like it's a huge piece with the community part, but also just the resilience, you know, just staying around, and not even like the whole community having to stay around. I get it completely when some people have to dip out and, you know, live life, do things, you know, get to the bag other places. I get it. But as long as like somebody's holding the fort together, that's like the meaning of like community for me. So, you know, shout out to tech. The community's coming crazy with the raid. It's like that type of energy to where we're going to rally around a certain ideal, a certain, you know, mission, a certain goal that everybody knows, and just kind of keeps that energy. So you, boss, you touched on the you know, the flagships. Maybe shoot, who else is, I mean, you pretty much touched on them, you know. Shout out to the homies at Economy. You know, they were getting into the token side, like building out, you know, that whole utilizing like 1155s and kind of like similar to like the Black Dave coin, you know, and on the NFT side. But yeah, it's so many people have built some really cool stuff. It's like, you know, I was beaming when you pulled up OO and the droids. Like that's amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, and truly, there were so many, and it was tough to try to pick a few because I like another one that came to mind. Absolutely, was Wakanomy. Wakanomy, I feel like should definitely be in a Black flagship collection because that number one, that whole all-star team of folks who were coming together, who had been in the space, who were artists themselves, and what they were trying to build for other artists was so amazing for me. We've also talked about others like Loser Club, with Javon, and that energy that was behind that I still see people rock. I mean, just so much more. I feel like I need to do like a true thread with so many that I can remember, just as a nostalgia moment, but also just to give a little bit of extra boost to the ones that I couldn't mention here. But
I think I'm pulling up the wallet now. It's like we got you know, like Granny's Cafe. With blockchain soldiers, you know, it's like you know, the Royals was a huge,
another great one. I know I have a couple of those. And I mean, when I just even think about for like just a flagship collection as it is, we have so many people like artists that were just out here, maybe not even a project, but when I think think about pieces of art, you know, we think about Terrell, we think about some of our own home team. I would love to have JT piece in there, the intention that was behind some of that we continue to see him use now, from taking that art to now into commerce and merchandise, like to get a remix. Like, I'm so happy I have a remix. Because, you know, JT has taken that, continued to use the technology, build it into more, you know, where he's on people's walls. People are wearing him on their body. Like, that's big. And it started here in that Web3 space with stuff that people try to clown, like NFTs. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So just a quick moment to like reset. Hope you had your snack. Hopefully you had your water. I want to share some little stuff I've been vibing with lately. I've always said that for me, the comments has always been about sharing some of my own stuff. So we're not in the dance space just yet, but definitely into some music because we're streaming in 1,000 places. Not really super able to toss out some music, but I got a quick playlist that I got over here that I want to share with you. So take a look at what I've been listening to. And if you want to hear the tracks, hit the QR code. It'll take you over to Spotify. You can hear what I've been listening to lately. So we'll be right back. Take a listen. We'll see you in a minute. back at it. Hopefully, we're like a little, take a little moment, little again assets in my production bag with a little bit of
Hey.
animation with the music I've been listening to. So hope you enjoyed that. You'll definitely see some content around that over the coming weeks. But I wanted to take a moment. Yeah, Chelsea, right? We love some Ray in the building. Like such a good song. Been excited to listen to that. What's up, Gilly? Good to have you in the building with us. You caught us over here
Hey.
doing the comments. Good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah, definitely been listening to Ray. I love the big band feel of that. Uh, I think out of the four of those, that first one, that new Ariana Grande track, Past Life, that's I think I listened to that for a whole good solid hour today as I was driving around. So I've been in it, definitely been kind of in it. Uh, Anything you've been listening to, B?
um No,
It's on
I'll be honest, I've been slacking on the music side. The new music Fridays, well, no, they've been getting away from me. I've been waiting impatiently for dang, that new Ty Dolla Sign. So,
Oh yeah,
you know.
that's coming. Coming. Last week we during our quick tech like 3 topics, we broke down some Taylor Swift stuff. I still can't believe I was talking about Taylor Swift on Twitch on the comments about that. Never again. TQ said we love Ariana. Yeah, we love Ariana in the building. I'm a big pop girl.
Facts.
So Ariana's that new album is so good. I like the house and disco influences. She been vocal stacking like her name is Beyonce. So I've
Right.
been really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. It's been good. It's good to see her kind of return to a little bit of that because some of the other stuff, like when she was hardcore in her R&B bag, wasn't my favorite. So to hear her back on the pop side, especially with some disco and house influences, I'm with it. I'm with it.
That's solid. I'm gonna have to go listen for sure.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Um, so insanely talented. I know, right? TQ. I wanted to take a moment just to get myself in the habit of it. But if you want to feel so inclined to come up and share, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. So if you go over and take a look, if you want to join us, talk about some Black NFT flagship stuff. If you've got some something that you want to share with us, go ahead and pop on in. If you hit that link, it'll take you over to StreamYard. You don't have to have anything extra special. You can just come right in from your browser on your computer or your phone, and you come in and join the conversation if you like. But uh, but yeah, kind of speaking about some of the what we see. Link is in my chat. Gotcha. I can put it in our chat. We can put it all
Oh,
over. Let's go
hey.
get it. Let's get it.
Next time we're gonna share chats.
There we go. I've been looking like, can we get some of that? But yeah, I put it over in the Ohnahji chat as well. Let's see. This is like fun. Oh, can't put over an X and good stuff, but that is all good. I think that's where most of our folks are. I appreciate y'all joining me today for the comments. We're back on our Wednesday night. If you keep your eyes and ears open next week, we're gonna have our first kickback space. Now, if you know
Hey.
me in the kickback space, that's gonna be a good time. If you know me in the kickback space, I love to take some pop culture topics. We'll be coming in, chatting, talking about all those. I believe, pretty sure it's the third. We got a link coming. LinkedIn, we'll get it over there to you as well. Thanks for letting us know. Uh, let's see, is it the third week? No, I got one more. Got one more. But yeah, we'll probably push that kickback to the end of the month. So look for that kickback then.
There he is.
But I really cannot wait to get into some topics. I love some pop culture stuff, so we'll be talking about some of that. But rounding out our discussion when we're talking about these Black flagship spaces and Black flagship projects, NFTs, and the rest. It has been really important that, especially here in the space, that can sometimes, and even still now, seems real kind of crypto bro-ish, that seems like it's only pretty much focused around certain people, that we have recognition and also platforming of folks of color, Black, Brown, LGBTQ, women, because that makes up the space. That's not just only one, one set of people in the space. There's so much more that are here, and so with that, I would really challenge OpenSea to, as they continue to put in some of the biggest ones, to also make sure you include and make that diverse, to make sure we include women in the flagship projects, Black artists in the flagship projects, queer artists in the flagship project, because there's so much more that we're missing out that needs to not only be used as a living NFT museum, but that are also cultural and digital artifacts, because we've seen so many of these individual art pieces really come through and shake up the space. Like when I think about when I think about people like Terrell better be in that flagship, because I remember those art pieces, like people were clamoring for them, like try and all that was by his own hand. We had tools like Manifold that people use now, then and even now, and people were shutting down Manifold from how much they were
For sure.
around. So we have to kind of use these NFTs not only as ways we remember those digital art moments, but also times when we remember what happened on the blockchain. I mean, I know it's not a Black-led project, but we need a other side piece in there. I want to open up that and see and remember how other side broke the whole space. You know what I mean? So there's so much there. Like when I think about that, and so I hope to see so much more in that OpenSea flagship collection. And if that doesn't happen, then looks like I'm gonna go and ask B to let's make a new wallet, send me a couple of those over there, and start talking to a VC to raise some funds so we can get our own Black one going.
That part sounds good to me.
look. So that is all that we had for today. So B, like when it comes down to Black flagship NFTs and kind of the conversation that we had for today, like what would you, is there anything else in addition to what we've been talking about that you would like to see kind of included in some of this? I know we didn't talk a whole lot about things like music or even like tools and things like that, development things that the home team has been involved in, or anything else that we kind of missed out that you would want to see involved in a flagship collection?
Let's see. I think, shout out to, what was it? I was over here on the LinkedIn side. Let's see. I don't know. I think it's I want to see the evolution of like the space. Because next is going to be like the content side. We're already seeing all these platforms like getting into streaming, getting into content. I think, multimedia is just like going forward. What if is a next cycle, when it comes to NFT art and stuff like that, we're definitely going to have to see, some of these content creators going crazy. And it's going to be interesting to see, however, the Black flagship, projects in the future kind of evolve, or how, some of the staples now kind of, like us, for instance, we're hopping into this streaming side as well too. Which is going to be interesting to see going forward. But like you were saying, like I want to see, more of the developers, more of the Black developers, more of the Black home team folks that are creating tools in the space. Jasmine just retweeted us over on LinkedIn. Just the Salon Don himself, Tech, just the people that are just been killing it on the development side. I think, deserve that spotlight as well too, aside from the artist, but there's an art in that as well. So if
Gotcha.
you guys,
Speaking of the LinkedIn side, I believe we got our first guest. So can you give me a second as we kind of move around and get all the things put together? But from our StreamYard link, we got a guest that's going to join us to hopefully add to the conversation. So
let's
let's
go.
go
Let's
ahead and move
go.
over from there. We'll pull it there, and then we will add to stage right there. And there we
Oh,
go. So
hey.
Key, welcome over to the Commons. Our boss 2.0. That's B right above you. Let's see if we can kind of move you around a little bit. See how that works. There we go.
Hey,
Very nice.
Howdy, y'all.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the Commons.
Very nice to meet you. I've been following Ohnahji for a bunch of years now in Discord. So
Gotcha.
it's crazy. You know, you guys go live on LinkedIn and Twitter and all these things. So it's like hard to catch things happening, but things have been happening since forever. So I'm so excited to see Black NFT anything
yeah.
today. Ugh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, we've been talking about like these Black NFT projects, and I mean, since you have been following you're familiar with NFTs and things like that. Like, have you been in the game? You got a wallet? You own some yourself?
Oh, for sure. So so I have a wallet. I have a MetaMask and a
Mhm.
Phantom and all that. Um, and I actually with Key Bookstore use Guap Coin as a educational coin, and
Absolutely.
we had a few years ago a party where there was a ticket that was an NFT with Solana. We have a Black developer, and we had this like party system, and we're able to easily onboard people uh, to have that experience. And what I actually want to do now with where technology is today, I've been working on building a social network for Key Bookstore for the world
Mm.
of reading culture as a whole. I don't know if you guys are big readers. Um, yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely over here. Absolutely.
awesome. Um, if you've ever been on like Book Talk in that scene, it's huge. And I mean, it doesn't just exist on Book Talk. Like book lovers are everywhere, and so I want to build this social network on the chain, uh, where it's this whole ecosystem of book lovers, and all the stakeholders of the ecosystem. We have a social graph, that we're that I want to build the social network on. um, and yeah, that's really it.
So I love
Love it.
that. Like
Love it.
that's fire. Yeah, go ahead, B. But yeah,
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
like
so amazing.
I like open communication. Like I'm not one to go on and on and on and on. I appreciate it's not just a platform. Like I just want to connect with people that is really building in this space and using the technology. So yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
Hmm.
About it.
absolutely. So tell us a little bit more about Q Bookstore. Like I know you were talking about like helping to cultivate like readers just overall and readers of culture. Like is are we talking about black artists? Are we talking about overall like classics? Like what is kind of the thing that you're offering for us to continue to learn how to read, continue to keep that culture going and keep the thoughts moving?
No, seriously. So I it's Afro centered.
Mm,
So whether whatever is being sold, whatever, it's an a black centric experience. It's a bit of like hip hop culture. It's always going to be tied to the roots. So I started off real like underground with the whole thing. I can get rare books, all of those things, history, and then the pivot of 2020 ended up expanding the audience way beyond that. But at the end of the day, I've always wanted it to be ecosystem for reading culture. So it doesn't matter what you want to read, you can build your own community. And because I mean, you could have these ideas and things like that, but being a reader is about staying open-minded, consuming content to be knowledgeable, to have cross happening conversations about anything. So this industry is so ripe to be disrupted, and with the pace of technology today, I've had this idea for years, and I've been working on fundraising, a nightmare.
I hear that. It's a whole conversation in
All right.
itself.
Man, I've raised 20% of my goal so far, because when I have an audience, the book lovers are in the audience and they get it right away. I can have a conversation, they get it. But that, just to get back to the point of what you were saying, now with the technology, people can go on my website and buy whatever they want. And right now, where the app is at now, they can build their own little book clubs and again have, read whatever they want, have the conversations they want in their privacy.
All right. So you got an app and a website. Like, tell us more about how we can find you.
Oh yeah. So keybookstore.com. I just bought the domain thekeybookstore.com. I've been waiting on that 7 years. Finally got that too. But that's for the app. So it's like you can buy books and find community through keybookstore.com. If you just want to jump into the community, that's thekeybookstore.com. But yeah, the app is super beta, so work with me, please. You feel me? But like right now, you could go in there and drop like what you're currently reading. You can start building your own affiliations with your own referral link, and I plan to use social media to like highlight people that are like referring the most, or if there's an author like saying thank you. And y'all, I'm still trying to get this whole setup. Like, I eventually want to do more video stuff, but being face forward online is exhausting, especially live. That's why I give it to y'all. Like, it's not really my thing. I like to put it all together real nice and then put it out there. That's why Instagram's more of my like polished look.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the IG? I'll put that in it too.
Oh, yeah, that's at Key Bookstore.
Got it.
Yeah, I want the NFTs to be like your membership card, like your and then for authors to be able to have their own NFT collections that they can drop, like, oh, if you have the advanced readers NFT, you can get the book because you're part of my community. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love blockchain. Yeah. What coins do y'all have? Like, where are y'all at with it?
So for me, I'm heavily on the daily streaming. So I'm like the opposite. I love streaming every day, but a lot of times, I will show like what's in our wallet, and I think I'll just scroll through there. But it's a lot of like art focused. So I'm heavily on the art side, collecting the art, especially from Black and brown artists. On the coin side, it's mostly just dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin and ETH.
Okay.
A little XRP sometimes here and there, but I'm heavily art focused.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. NFTs. So ETH. Then you're mostly using ETH, because I would think like art, maybe Solana or like whatever else. But interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty much.
You gotta stick with us, because I mean, there's art all over. Not only is there art on ETH, there's art on Bitcoin, Solana, Tezos.
Tezos was the one I couldn't remember.
Like, so much. Yeah, there was a big Tezos boom as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What was that platform where all the NFTs were sold? I can't remember. It was a boat or something, or water, ocean.
OpenSea.
OpenSea.
Open.
Yeah, we were. OpenSea pretty much started our whole entire kind of conversation today, because OpenSea being the place, the almost premier place that where you can buy and sell NFTs, just started a huge flagship collection where they have taken some of the most popular NFTs and made almost like a NFT museum or a living gallery where they're acquiring new pieces and putting those up for people to come and, like I said, almost like a living museum, a digital museum of art to create artifacts, not just NFTs that kind of stick around in a wallet. And we know that NFTs, as you know as well, and as you would like to eventually do, can help give us access, can token gate for people. Like if you hold it, you have new benefits, and through Key Bookstore, through any other organizations that continue to put those together. And so, not only is that something that's big for us here at Ohnahji, is continuing to help folks understand the technology behind NFTs, behind blockchain, but to also help continue to platform and push forward creators like yourself, whether they're in technology or whether they're using physical assets as well, like books and things like that. So it's been great to have you today.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, thanks for having me. I actually, I don't know how they're doing it on OpenSea, but I do have a like museum space in our metaverse location that's dedicated for the artists. So that's all part of reading culture too, art, authors, all of those things. So I'd like to have that conversation so I can figure out how to do that, because I don't do that part. I don't know how to do that. But there's definitely space for art everywhere. Yeah. So do you guys do this at a consistent time every day? Every day.
Well, I have just now started. This is actually my first time over on the Twitch side, but I have been streaming over on X, aka Twitter, and a lot of other places. And usually Wednesdays at 7 p.m. CST my time is my general time, but we also have a Saturday space that is on Saturday 12 noon my time, 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 1 o'clock p.m. Central. Got all those together. And then B just said he loves to stream, so he's always on as well. You'll see me on a little more often. So,
Cool.
It just pays to follow, have those notifications on. If you see us, come join.
And what's your info? I want to make sure
I'm Boss 2.0. So
Boss
I will
2.0.
correct.
I read that wrong. I was like Pointo.
Oh, right. You think it's the letter O and not the 0, right? 2.0. I wish it was. You can look at it and have it look a little bit different. But yeah, that is me. And
Perfect.
I mean, I'm sure I would love to if you over from the LinkedIn side, I'm over there as well, and so we can connect.
Yeah, I was following you on Twitter too, probably for a long time.
Come on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay, well, let's reach out and keep talking. Like, I would love to kind of continue to hear what you're doing and how you would like to bridge the gap from the NFT side over into like the physical side with books, or even with the app as that comes out of beta and things like that. Like, come to Ohnahji, we can talk about it, and we'll shoot it out to all of our followers to see if we can get some new readers to help support.
I'm gonna start hopping in the Discord and figure out where y'all are at any given time. I've been in there since like Clubhouse days and all that. Like, I think that's where I first met Ohnahji, the brand.
Yeah. So you're an OG. This Clubhouse, you're an OG.
I'm saying we just never were able to have face-to-face anything, and then Clubhouse dissipated. It's so crazy, and that's where we were having these like underground conversations, and then it went to Twitter, and it's like Twitter is so freaking chaotic. I don't even know. So, yeah, are you guys closing this up for the hour?
Or? We're about to get to the end of our time. So but go ahead, and again, thanks for being my first guest to come on.
Anytime.
Good to see you.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Figure out all that stuff, and we love to connect. So I love it. Fun stuff. Awesome.
Oh yeah. W guest. Yeah, W Freeze. Appreciate you. I'm tossing up the Freeze on that mod duty. He's gonna get that sword for show. Shout out to you, fam.
Cool. So y'all, there you have it. Great conversation. Had a guest come on and to talk a little bit more about starting a legacy via NFTs to help push that into more, whether that be physical, whether it be apps and good stuff. So just like we saw here, if you're working on something, we would love to connect. So whether that is, on our OhnahjiU Saturdays here on the Commons, even coming through for our undivided attention to help kind of go in depth to learn more about you personally and what you're building. We've got an opportunity here to continue to platform you and to put you in front of so many new eyes. So I appreciate you for joining us. B, any last words as we wrap this thing up?
Amazing comment space as always. Keep cooking, boss. No, it's good to have the comments back. This video element, it's amazing. I can't wait to see how this segment grows. And yeah, I love the comments. Let's go.
Yeah. We gonna get it figured out. Slowly but surely, we gonna get it figured out. And once I do, it's gonna be unstoppable. But we'll continue. I was just saying, it's been kind of tough coming back out of the old cycle, coming into the new one. Like the network that used to be so expansive, it has shrunk a little bit. So now I gotta go pushing through the weeds and go find the folks and be like, hey, come on back out. So help us out if you've got some connects, or even if you've got some ideas of things that we can do, conversations that we can have, or even if you'd like to come on and talk a little bit more about it, we've got opportunities for there. And don't feel like it's got to be about techie stuff or about what you're building. Come on up doing a kickback space and let's be birds together, you and me. So whenever you like, we got definitely plenty of opportunities to come on and join us. So we hope to see you again, whether that's for our OhnahjiU Saturday, whether that's for a Yapping with B segment on Twitch that happens in 10 a.m. in the morning over there on the Pacific side, and then what is that? 1 o'clock p.m. over there on the Eastern side, 12 noon Central over there for me. Or if you want to come and join me on Wednesdays for the Commons, thanks for coming and joining us. Chelsea said, if you're a bird, I'm a bird. Well, we can be birds together.
I'm weak. Shout out to Chelsea.
Chelsea, you go ahead and get ready because you're going to be coming on the kickback for sometime soon as well. Bird is the word, freeze. You already know what's up. But we're right at an hour for our time. Come back and see us again soon. Thanks so much for joining us for OhnahjiU Presents the Commons on Wednesdays. We'll see you next Wednesday for our next topic, y'all. See you soon.